She sat down next to her friend Amy, who was as pretty as Samus and had light red hair that sparkled red in sun. Amy was kinda obsessed with fantasy stuff and was obsessed with dragons and Harry Potter and Aragon and stuffs. They were just in time for announcements. And now the news casted Principal Gunpei Yokoi? Principal Gunpei Yokoi? No. I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Principal Gunpei Yokoi. The poor guy must be rolling around in his grave fast enough to power a small city. That bitch put Gunpei fricking Yokoi in her fanfiction. This is a dark day in history. Or whenever the day this was written was a dark day, but seriously, God, is nothing sacred for you, whore? Today there are football trying outs for every sex, even girls. Classrooms giggled about the word he said. This is written so badly that I'm starting to read this badly. It's just this bad. But Sam's was intrigued. Football was a sport for boys. But what about girls? After all, Amelia Armstrong made it clear that girls could do things as boys. So why not Samus, who was pretty damn good at the ball? Okay, quick question. Who the hell is Amelia Armstrong? I tried looking it up on Google and really found nothing, unless she meant Amelia Earhart? But then how would she even know who Amelia Earhart is in the first place? Once again, makes no sense. Let's just move on. Also, Kraid and gang, please no more of the hazing or suspension will ensue. Rubber stammered Principal Yokoi. All is all. All of Samus's girlfriends, not the love kind. Girls can be friends, not gay. I think the convention is that in that situation, girlfriend is written as two words, but I could be wrong on that because English isn't my first language, but still. All of Samus's girlfriends were talking about boys and hot and music. I love how hot was used as a noun there. It reminds me of how Cervantes had a badass in the last chapter. But Samus was phased because she was thinking about football. Earth to Soames, Mandy levied? Do you agree that Noxus is the hottest than even Zac Efron or Ted Emanuel? Well, yeah, whatever, Samus coldly brushed and strode off for practice. What's her knit? Was all girlfriends could wonder as Samus strolled down halls and signed UO for practice. Okay, I found what's her knit to be pretty weird. I don't know what word she was going for because it's definitely not knit. She could have just used problem, but then again, this is 111 Samus Ridley Forever 2006 we're talking about. She loves to use wrong words in the wrong context because a knit is the egg of a parasitic insect. And I don't think that's the thing she was going for here. When Smouse signs up for trying football, an unexpected harassment of peer pressure happens. Ooh, Samus is joining the football team! Rowdied Kraid and his crony gang. Crony? You mean crony? They also made fun of Samus for parts of girls that are not to be spoken. You didn't hesitate in talking about that kind of shit 3 chapters ago, so why do you refrain from talking about that now? Unexpected acceptable instead of unacceptable. Scorned Mother Brain since she was a nun and was not tolerant about jokes such as that. But it was too late because everyone was laughing at Samus for being a girl for football. Even her girlfriend snicked a tad snavely. This is written so badly. Sorry if I'm trying. I'm reading this as I go along, so I'm trying to make sense of what's written, and I'm trying to read the typos too, but sometimes it's a bit tough. Samus was running away, but she heard a voice that sounded shady but well-meaning. Psst, you. Yeah, you. I have a solution. Avouched the voice? Samus looked, and it was Trace, a kid that seemed that he was more into sketchy than into school. I just love that wording. He was more into sketchy than into school. If you want help, you'll need to talk to the game dude. Oh yeah, the game dude that she was talking about in the intro, I assume. Trace commanded. Take me, submissed Samus. Yeah, she's been saying that a whole lot in this fanfiction. Take me, take me! That's all she ever does. Who was kind of worried that the situation might turn into peer pressure. Didn't it already happen? So that worry is meaningless to begin with. If she chose to go forward with it in the first place, it's because she doesn't care about peer pressure in the first place, or peer pressure, or other things as well, and even drugs. How does playing football turn you into a drug addict? I don't get it, but moving on. But was eager for help for football. The room she was taken to was secret, and not even a teacher could find it. There were computers and monitors everywhere the eye could see, with darkness and even some things that kids shouldn't sell or do in school. Oh, like drugs. She was just talking about drugs. So, yeah, her worry turned out to be accurate, as weird as it sounds. In the middle was a figure in a swivel chair that was facing the other side. Well, what do we have? Swilleved around the game dude. No one knew his name, but he was sort of like the king or puppet master or mafia of the school. Whenever there was a Toruble, he was sure a safe bet. When the principal seems to be more concerned about Kraid's gang than the game dude, but oh well, let's continue. Trace sly smiled. Our girl here has a bit of trouble fitting in on football and needs some help from underground. Trace blazoned. The game dude took a bit of description at Samus and nodded and swiveled away. Ah, Samud, he dictated. You've been quite a help to me in the past, like when you beat up Kraid when he owed me money. Oh, so that's why Kraid seems to be so afraid of Samus just smack-talking him in the first chapter. That's the reason why. Of course, it probably wasn't intended, but funny how it works out. Let's just continue to attribute what happened in Chapter 1 to 111 Samus Really Forever 2006 being a shitty writer, and continue. I may be able to help you out. Samus was puxizzled. However can it work, she pondered aloud. The game dude amused. There's something missing in that sentence. Disguise. One. There were many people who were trying out at football, and practice was about to begin. What about Samus? All of a sudden, a boy with a metal suite, even with a helmet and arm cannon and special features, came in. So, this is this fanfiction's origin story for Samus's power suit. Now, as you might imagine, there are several problems with that. aren't football players supposed to have a uniform, as in they all look exactly alike in terms of clothes and equipment and stuff? So wouldn't the power suit just make her stand out in a way that shouldn't happen in football? And second, an arm cannon for playing football? What kind of football are they playing in this universe? I don't want to know. Everyone was surprised because they did not recognize the figure, and they thought the suit was damn. But then Coach Houston came in and started the practice. Okay, everyone, it looks like to begin. Since there are no girls, yeah, you're just really bringing a disaster upon you here. It looks like we can talk about sex and man stuff. Come on, do football coaches ever say anything like that, even in high school? And we're talking about what's presumably a grown man here. And he doesn't have any objections about talking about sex and man stuff in the presence of teenagers. Yeah! We're going there! Pedophilia! Nothing's off limit for 111 Samus Relief Forever 2006. Coach Houston womanized. He just did the opposite of womanizing, but whatever. Since boys are pigs, especially teens, yeah, way to stereotype everyone. I'm sure Cervantes is going to be glad to hear about this one. All boys are pigs. I mean, didn't it occur to her that most of the people reading this would be male, since female gamers are much more rare than male gamers in general, and even those who do, many of them, I would imagine, would probably not be into Metroid, so way to insult your fan base there. Okay, everyone I know it's laughed out loud, but still, let's pretend like she totally screwed that up. Laughed loud and made sounds, except for Samus, who was trying to fit in and not seem uncomfortable. You in the metal suit, what your name and what the hell? Houston profaned. Samus shuffled her fet. My name's is Justin Bailey. Isn't Justin Bailey the thing for when she takes the suit off, not when she puts it on? And I have to have this suit because I am allergic to pollutants like global warming. Yeah, she's starting to preach about the environment and shit. And get ready, because this is going to be a constant companion from here on out. And being allergic to pollutants is one thing, even though I would imagine that being allergic to pollutants in general, well, that's not how the human body works, but global warming isn't a pollutant, it's caused by pollutants. And how can you be allergic to global warming? It's not something that's really in your face either. I mean, it's just hotter. It's not something that can trigger an allergic reaction. And, you know, the fact that it's minus 5 Celsius in winter instead of minus 5 in spring, that doesn't change a whole lot from a biological standpoint either. So, but why am I expecting 111 Samus Relief Forever 2006 to have a basic grasp of biology? That's not how the human body works. We all know it. Let's just move on. Sap liberal, murmured Houston. So yeah, we're getting around to using the word liberal as an insult. I'll be honest, it always amuses me when I see the words liberal or conservative being used as insults, because you know if you tell a conservative, you know, you're such a conservative, he's probably going to say, yeah, thanks. So why do people do it anyway? It's like the least offensive thing ever, even though it's meant to be, but whatever. Let's just continue with this turd, because I've been at it for half an hour now, and the end is still quite a ways away.